Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Dubai COVID-19 Updates and the State of Tourism. This exciting webinar will update agents on Dubai's current state of tourism. You'll get to learn about the safety measures that have been implemented in the city and what is open right now. Be sure to attend the full duration of the webinar for a chance to win 2 firm Y-Class tickets from Toronto to Dubai on Emirates, which are upgradable to J-Class based on availability at the airport. The prize draw winner must be a certified IATA agent with a valid IATA card. There will also be a poll at the end of this webinar, so if you'd like a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift voucher as well, please participate in that poll. Just before we get into things, I'd like to let our viewers know that at the end of this webinar, you'll have the chance to ask questions. To do so, just type them into the Q&A section of the chat box, which should be towards the right side of this page, and those questions will be answered in due time. And remember, this is a live session, so your patience is appreciated during any technical difficulties that might arise. Presenting today is Soraya Al-Olama, Head of North America for Dubai Tourism. Hello, Soraya. How are you today?
Hi, Dan. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So you can get started whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. As Dan mentioned, my name is Soraya Al-Olama, and I'm Head of North America at Dubai Tourism. I wanted to thank my friends at Emirates as well as Baxter Media for this incredible opportunity. So I just wanted to quickly get started. So just a little bit of background on who we are. Dubai Tourism is responsible for the branding, promotion, and marketing of the Emirate of Dubai, and we're dedicated to working with private and public sector tourism and commerce partners to promote Dubai's position as a leading international business and leisure destination globally. So I will be your point of contact for any North America related queries, concerning Dubai. You can always reach out to me. I'll be sharing my email address as well after this webinar, and I'll be sending a follow-up with lots of great resources and tools that you can use. For those of you who aren't familiar with Dubai or the UAE and haven't had the chance to come visit us yet, we are actually one of the 7 Emirates that form the United Arab Emirates, with Abu Dhabi being our capital city. We're also the 2nd safest city in the world, ranked by MasterCard Global Destination Index for 5 years in a row. So we make an incredible destination for families, for women only, just in general, a really great destination. A lot of people have maybe the misperception about the region itself, but we really are a very open and welcoming destination. It's part of our culture and part of who we are as people. So I really hope that all of you come and visit us soon. In terms of a destination, just before I get into some of our COVID updates, I just wanted to give you an overview for those of you who aren't familiar with Dubai, a little bit about what we have to offer and what makes us an incredible destination to visit. One of them, of course, being that we have incredible retail opportunities, gastronomy, family, outdoor adventure, culture, as well as arts and entertainment. And I'm going to go through a few of these in more depth. Whenever choosing a destination, people always think of food. It's actually my favorite part of a destination. Whenever I go anywhere, that's the first thing I look at. And what makes Dubai so unique in the culinary scene is that we have over 220 different nationalities in Dubai. So you can imagine just the amount of different cuisines that we have present. You can find anything from Canadian food to Chinese food to Mexican, Italian, Kenyan, every type of cuisine imaginable. You can find it here in Dubai. We have over 6,000 restaurants and cafes, and this all ranges from Michelin-starred chefs and their international brands, so of course your fine dining options, to hole-in-the-wall establishments where you can dine for under $5. So we really are a destination that's open to all budgets and all ages, and it's definitely a place for foodies. So we actually have our Dubai Food Festival as well that takes place every mid-February to mid-March, where the entire city celebrates food. We have a canteen that we set up at the beach with all of these incredible restaurants and other really fun activities centered around food around the city. Like you could actually eat a meal under the fountains of Dubai, which are the largest fountains in the world. So lots to do when it comes to food. Then, of course, Dubai is also for not the faint-hearted. If you love thrilling adventures, you should definitely come over to Dubai. Our Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan opened a company called X Dubai, where we have all of these incredible adrenaline-filled activities like skydiving over the Palm, or skydiving over the desert. We have the largest urban zip line in the world, where you can actually go off of a building in Dubai Marina over the lake and have these most iconic views of the city. We have lots of water parks, as well as theme parks. And here in Dubai, of course, in Canada, as well as in the US, there are amazing theme parks. But here in Dubai, we do things a little bit differently. We have the first ever Bollywood theme park in the world, where you can actually see a green screen and recreate one of Shah Rukh Khan's movies, or the first ever Hunger Games ride at Motion Gate Park. So lots to do that's very different. Then in terms of culture and heritage, of course, we have such an incredible futuristic destination, but not only do we embrace obviously this new culture that we have, but we also have a beautiful, unique old culture. So as you're seeing in the image now, we have the beautiful historical neighborhood called Al Fahidi, where you can find absolutely incredible hidden gems. I always urge clients and tourists to, visit this area first, because it gives you a great sort of welcome into the destination and a great understanding about who we are as people. We have a nonprofit organization called the Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding. And over here, they basically do a 90-minute discussion about anything that you possibly want to know about us as people. The concept is open doors, open minds. They'll talk to you about our values, why men can get married several times, our religion, everything that you possibly, have in your mind about the region, you can ask. And it's a great way to alleviate any misperceptions about, Emirati people in the region itself. Then you can also take an Abra across the creek to the Golden Spice Souk, where you can find all of the spices from around the region, as well as incredible gold that is cheaper than anywhere else that you'll find. And the beauty of these two areas is that the price that they give you is never the final price. Negotiating and bargaining is a huge part of our culture, and we expect you to do that. They're expecting you to do that as well when you go to these souks. So the price they give you is never the final price. So this gives you a chance as well to have fun and see sort of the local community get together and, hopefully bring back some incredible souvenirs. In terms of performances, Dubai is the entertainment capital of the region. We have lots of incredible shows, one of them being Le Pearl, which is a show that was created by Franco Dragon, who has a show in both Macau and Las Vegas. We have the Dubai Opera, where we have everything from the ballet, Swan Lake, to Phantom of the Opera and other Broadway big shows. And then, of course, we just hosted last week a big comedy festival. So festivals are now starting again in Dubai. And then, of course, live music and concerts all year round. We have an incredible calendar of events, 365 days of the year, where the last concert that we had, of course, before COVID was we had John Legend for the Jazz Festival. So it's definitely a very happening destination when it comes to events. Then, of course, no visit to Dubai is complete without visiting one of our incredible desert safaris. So this one is actually one of the latest desert safari experiences that you can have in Dubai. And what's really cool about this one is it's a very authentic experience. So it takes you all the way to the conservation camp that belongs to the royal family. Once you get to the gates of the conservation camp, the only way to get to the actual desert safari camp is to traverse through the desert on camel for 30 minutes, just like the Bedouins would. Then you go to a Bedouin camp. You're greeted by actual real Bedouins who obviously have adapted to modern life, but you can ask them questions about their ancestors, their past, how they used falconry to hunt for food back in the day. There's amazing wildlife where you can see Arabian oryxes and, camels. And then, of course, there's henna and shisha and amazing, amazing, authentic Emirati food. So it's definitely an amazing experience. And then we have so many other opportunities, so many other types of experiences. If you're looking for more of an upscale glamping type of experience, or, something a little bit, more in a car rather than going on camel, we have those options as well. And then this is my favorite. This is Hatta, and I'm sure a lot of you maybe haven't heard of it. It's a hidden gem that we have here in Dubai, and it's our national park. It's about 50 minutes outside of the city of Dubai. And what's really interesting about this part is that Dubai is generally very flat. And Hatta, as soon as you get to Hatta, you're surrounded by the incredible Hajar mountain range, where we have the beautiful dam in the middle, where you can do anything from kayaking, other boating activities, yoga up on the mountains, dirt biking, hiking. We have eco lodges as well as caravans and glamping, camping, any other type of accommodation option that you want. Beautiful stargazing opportunities. And then we have a honeybee farm over here where you can actually collect your own honey and bring it back as a souvenir. So this is something for people who really love the outdoors and want to do something a little bit different, and see some of Dubai's beautiful untouched nature. And now getting into COVID-19 and the current situation here. As of the 14th of September, the UAE had conducted over 8.1 million tests and were ranked in the top 10 globally for COVID-19 testing. The UAE hereby is also among the world's first countries to test 80% of its population. Safety and security measures adopted by the city's authority to safeguard residents and visitors are also among the most stringent and sophisticated taken worldwide. So again, to put it into more context, the UAE has emerged as a global leader in adapting transparent and effective measures to safeguard its residents. We were ranked number 3 in the world in terms of testing. The only other 2 destinations to have done more testing than Dubai is Gibraltar and Monaco, and both of those places have under 40,000 people. So the beauty of the fact that we've done all of these different tests is that we have an accurate image of the current situation here in Dubai, the hotspots of where the virus might be a little bit more rampant than others. So we have a very accurate image of what the current situation here in Dubai is, and we're doing a really good job in maintaining it, and our numbers are not rising. And life here is pretty much back to normal, which I'll go through in the next few slides. We were also ranked among the top 5 countries with the highest ranking in emergency preparedness, as well as monitoring and detection. So if, God forbid, there is another outbreak, we have enough hospital beds as well as incredible medical staff. We have a very, very sophisticated medical and healthcare system here in Dubai. So if, God forbid, this happens again, we will be 100% ready to accommodate both our residents as well as visitors. And then in terms of our recovery during COVID-19, obviously we had the first phase, which was our pause phase, when we first understood that the pandemic was something real, and we had very limited information. So the good thing about Dubai is we as a nation always look at the bigger picture. So even without the information that we have now about the virus, we took matters into our hands, and we took the most strictest stringent protocols in place, and everyone was basically under a 24-hour lockdown. At one point, we even needed permits to leave our home only for groceries, pharmacy, or going to the hospital, only for those 3 reasons. And during that time, I'll go through the slides, we had a national disinfection program. And here we took this time to properly plan out our next few months, get in touch with all of our partners, did lots and lots of different trainings just to make sure that we still stayed top of mind, of course, and, offered any assistance and resources that we possibly could to, our industry. Then, of course, the current situation, which no longer is a current situation as we are fully reopened, we started, of course, easing some of these restrictions and, welcoming back some of our residents who were, of course, stuck, abroad in other destinations, getting ready to open. And then finally, we went through a full reopening. We have this video here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. There isn't any sound. So if you can see it moving, I just wanted to show you that on the 7th of July, we reopened for tourists. So we are open to Canadians, Americans, every single person in the entire world is allowed to come back to Dubai. We do not have a 14-day quarantine in place either. However, we do have very strict protocols in place. So I'm going to go through some of those in a few seconds. So yeah, we are open to everyone. As you saw in the video, we had our royal family greeting some of the first comers. We had special gifts, and it was a really, really special day for all of us. So what's currently open and operating in Dubai with precautionary measures as well as strict protocols in place? So basically everything is open now in Dubai. All of our hotel and private beaches are open, our public beaches, vital sectors, private and public sector. So we as Dubai Tourism, 100% of our staff are now working out of the office, of course, with flexible timings and flexible working from home days. All of our airports are fully functional. Restaurants, cafes, and bars are all open. Our retail sector, amusement parks, theme parks. We started local events on the 15th of September, and now international events have restarted in Dubai. Weddings are also slowly restarting, obviously with very, very strict, stringent protocols in place. Pools and water parks, public transport, golf, cricket, any outdoor activities, cinemas, gyms, and health clubs. Here in Dubai, the public, though, are required to strictly follow precautionary measures, which include maintaining physical distance from others as per guidelines. So we've made it easy here, where we have stickers all over the floor in almost every single establishment, just to make sure that we're maintaining 2 meters of distance between people. Wearing a face mask in Dubai is completely mandatory. We actually charge people over $800 if you're caught not wearing a mask in public. So we take that very, very seriously here, because we see it as a sign of respect for, everyone around us. So we actually have undercover police that are all over the place. I've seen it with my own eyes, actually, someone in a store who removed their mask while talking on the phone, and they were charged on the spot, with over $800. So we take that very, very seriously here. And then before going into any single hotel, mall, restaurant, you have to undergo a temperature check. If your temperature is above 37.5, you will then be taken to the side, and further questioning and testing will be done. Then, for hotels as well as other stores, all staff have to be tested on a weekly basis. We have a team at Dubai Tourism that we call the inspectors, and they do surprise visits all over the city, all over our hotels, just to make sure that they're adhering to all of these strict protocols, and that they're not breaking any of the rules. And so we have all of these different things in place. And then some other things that we did to ensure the safety of our citizens. So the Ministry of Health Prevention, alongside other federal and local authorities, started a national disinfection program, which, like I said, entailed a complete 24-hour sterilization as well as social distancing as a response to stop the spread of the virus. So this national disinfection program started on the 4th of April, which included all public utilities, public transport, metro services, all of our hotels, malls, boutiques. Everything was completely disinfected. We still, even though it completed on the 24th of June, where all curfews and everything were removed, we still do have these disinfections happening on a weekly basis, obviously not taking over. They normally happen around midnight till 4 a.m., where it doesn't disrupt basically the nature of the city. And now in terms of travel requirements, of course, when entering Dubai, you'll have to have full entry visa requirements to visit the UAE. As a Canadian or American, you don't have to worry about this, as you are granted visa on arrival, which gives you access to Dubai for 30 days. Tourists must have medical travel insurance covering with international coverage before traveling. However, if you are traveling with Emirates or Fly Dubai, the airlines will provide free global cover for COVID-19 health expenses and quarantine costs. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next few slides. Tourists are also required to bring an official printed certificate of the negative PCR test. So we don't accept SMS or digital certificates. We have to have the negative certificate printed. It will be only valid for 96 hours from the time of the test. And tourists from specific destinations will be required to take the test again upon arrival at Dubai. As a Canadian, you will not have to get tested again on arrival. Your 96-hour COVID test will suffice. However, there could be some random testing that could take place, if you're showing signs, or if they just randomly select you. And if this is the case, we just ask that you self-isolate yourself at the hotel that you booked. And normally you'll get the results anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. Once you get the, negative result back, you can then go ahead with your holiday. Also, a declaration form must be signed. So Emirates will provide you with this declaration form before you, land in Dubai, just to make sure that you don't have any of the symptoms in place. And then also starting from the 1st of August, every tourist resident citizen that is also going transit via Dubai has to come with a valid PCR test. So even if your final destination isn't Dubai, but you're using Emirates and you're going over to Asia or anywhere else, you will still have to have the negative test present. Some of the initiatives that we have and recognitions, for our exemplary work with, of course, combating COVID-19, we've been recognized as a safe destination by the World Travel and Tourism Council. And then, as I alluded before, we have our own Dubai Assured stamp. So now every single hotel and mall and store have been granted with this Dubai Assured stamp. So these are for tourism and retail establishments that comply with health and safety protocols. So these are our local health and safety protocols. And as I said, we have a group of inspectors that do these special surprise visits to make sure that no one is breaking any of these rules. Like I said, hotel staff have to be tested on a weekly basis. If you're staying in the hotel, you'll have one dedicated housekeeper per room, and they can't mix. So lots of these different things, and I can send you all an extensive list of all of the, strict measures that we have in place at the end of this webinar. And then, of course, Emirates have been absolutely incredible. They've been pioneers in, ensuring that all of their passengers are completely safe. In response to the latest developments in COVID-19, Emirates are taking extra steps that go above and beyond industry and regulatory requirements to ensure its customers' health and comfort. And provide, obviously, them with the confidence and peace of mind when planning their travel. So as you can see in some of these images, they have a team of people in PPE equipment who disinfect the entire aircraft before and after every single flight. For flights that are above 1.5 hours, they have a team, like a dedicated crew on board to just sanitize and disinfect the lavatory every 45 minutes. The entire team and crew on board are wearing PPE equipment to ensure their safety as well as passengers. They have a HEPA filter, which they've implemented into the aircraft, which kills 99.9% of all bacteria, viruses. So that is going to be the cleanest air that you're ever going to inhale anywhere else in the world. So, you can really have that added layer of confidence when you're on board Emirates. They also give you basically a travel safe kit that comes with gloves, a mask, and hand sanitizer, as well as tissues, just to give you that added layer of comfort. Blankets and pillows are also, in separate compartments. So, no one touches it. You have a brand new pillow that is completely closed off, as well as your meals. So, really, you shouldn't even hesitate about traveling during this time. I actually went on holiday last month and took Emirates, and it was just absolutely incredible, all of the different things that they've implemented. And then, of course, I will leave it to Dawn and Savio, who I believe is part of the audience, to confirm this after the webinar. But for now, I believe Emirates have extended the deadline for this COVID-19 insurance to December. So this basically will cover all COVID-19 related medical expenses. So if you do choose to fly Dubai, or fly with Emirates, obviously, to Dubai, you can, again, have that added layer of confidence and comfort when traveling, because you will be covered by them for all COVID-19 related medical expenses, quarantine costs. And this isn't just to Dubai as a final destination, it's if you travel with Emirates to any destination. So it is such an incredible initiative that they have come up with, very easy to use. There's a number that you call, and they'll set everything else up for you from there if, God forbid, you were to contract the virus in any of the destinations that Emirates service that you're not a resident of. And then finally, to conclude, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about the World Expo, Expo 2020 Dubai, which unfortunately had to be postponed to next year. We're still calling it Expo 2020 Dubai, but however, the new dates are going to be 1st of October 2021 till the 31st of March 2022. And so for those of you who don't know what a World Expo is, it's the world's oldest and largest mega event, happening every 5 years in host cities around the world since its inception in 1851 in London. So similar to the Olympics, which are world festivals of sports, expos are festivals of culture, technology, innovation, design, and human excellence. So past expos have seen a multitude of countries showcase innovations such as the mobile phone, the X-ray, the ice cream cone, ketchup, And now the next expo will be held in Dubai. And so if all of these incredible inventions happened at, all of these expos around the world, you can imagine what we're going to showcase at ours next year. So we are a record-breaking expo because this is going to be the first expo that's ever going to be held in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia region. We have 192 pavilions, which is a record participation. So this is also the first time in expo history that we're going to have one country and one pavilion instead of, continents being clustered into one pavilion. So you're going to be able to see 192 different pavilions. And we're expecting about 25 million visits. And this is the first time in expo history that 70% of the visitors are going to be international. The theme and sub-themes of this expo are going to be connecting minds and creating the future. There's going to be 3 distinct districts, one of them being opportunity, which is unlocking the potential within individuals and communities to shape the future, mobility, creating smarter and more productive movement of goods, people, and ideas, and sustainability, respecting and living in balance with the world we inhabit. So destinations are going to be able to select which district they want to be a part of. Canada is going to be a part of the sustainability district, and the US is going to be part of the mobility district. So lots of interesting different pavilions to see. And this is going to be an absolutely incredible experience for everyone. A lot of people ask, is this just an event for corporate, or MICE? No, this is an event for every single person, every single traveler, because we're gonna have so much to see. So for instance, in Paris, the Eiffel Tower was built for the expo that took place in Paris. And a lot of people don't know that. And now it's probably one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. So as you can see in the first image, we're gonna have a big, big dome, which is going to be our Eiffel Tower basically to the expo. It's going to be the world's largest immersive dome, where you can actually, if you're flying with Emirates on top of the dome, you actually will be able to see what's happening inside, which is absolutely incredible. We're going to have 192 different stunning country pavilions. So the UAE Pavilion is going to be the largest pavilion, obviously, on the site. And what's really interesting about the UAE Pavilion is that it's going to be shaped after a falcon in flight. So during the day, the falcon wings will basically move up and down and generate electricity. So it's going to be a completely self-sufficient site where all of its electricity is going to be completely renewable. There's going to be 60 live events every single day. And this ranges from A-list performers such as Beyonce and Rihanna, who have already confirmed we're going to have the calendar of events out Q1 of next year, to National Day celebrations, of course, New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, International Women's Day, Valentine's Day, all of those celebrated massively at the site. But like I said, 60 events every single day. We're going to have over 200 different dining experiences from around the world. So anywhere from like molecular gastronomy experiences to food trucks to other fine dining options. You'll be able to see that all in at the expo itself. And now just to end it, it's absolutely an incredible event, and also it is so inexpensive to go. If you want to go and just see it for one day, it's open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day. Sorry, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. on weekdays, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. on weekends. So hours and hours for you to actually enjoy and see everything. For a one-day ticket, it's only $32. If you want a 3-day ticket, it's $70. I always like to compare it to Disneyland tickets, which are like $120, and you can barely see anything, with the one-day pass that you're given. But here, literally $70 if you want to go for 3 days. People who are, senior citizens are completely free. People of determination are completely free. Children, youth 6 to 17 are half off. And then students of any age are also 50%. And yeah, children below the age of 5 are completely free. So it's super inexpensive and definitely something not to be missed. And now, having said that, I wanted to show you all a quick video that we just released last week, and I hope this inspires all of you to come and visit us soon.
Here we go. That was wonderful.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Okay,
Thanks, sir.
perfect. I just wanted to thank you again, Dan and Baxter Media, as well as Emirates, for this incredible opportunity. My information is on the screen, and I definitely will be following up with all of you with some great resources. We have a toolkit where you can see all of these safety measures in black and white, so that you know all of the different things that we've done and implemented into the city. And I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll take any questions if you have any.
Thank you so much, Soraya. That was fantastic. So I think a couple of questions had been submitted, as long as the ones that are in the Q&A. A couple people had submitted questions to the chat. So let me get to those first. Just got to scroll back up to get them.
Sure.
Oh yeah, and Anika says, Soraya and Dan, thank you for this most informative webinar of this fantastic, high standard, safe and clean destination. I'm curious, with Dubai being the second safest destination, which one is the first? Congrats to Emirates for being so proactive.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for that great comment and question. I believe it was Finland, it was Helsinki, I think, as the safest. But again, I can confirm that with you.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think that might be accurate. And then a couple of people have asked for the link to the video that we played. Would you like me to just include that in the email that gets sent to everybody tomorrow?
Yes, please.
Okay, that sounds good. So I will do that. Yeah, and Kelly, for example, had asked about the recorded version. So yeah, that's no problem, Kelly. I'll send that to you tomorrow morning. And let me just see. There was one other question I think got submitted to the public chat. I just want to find it here. Oh yeah, Minnie asks, will you offer any agent trips for the expo before opening so we can come back and promote further to clients?
Great question. Yes, definitely. I'm actually going to be talking to Savio and Dawn from Emirates about doing a potential trip next year to see basically the site before it opens, so that you can come up with great itineraries around Expo. So yeah, definitely we'll have quite a few next year.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. And Jason asks, after the last few weeks, may visitors now enter with Israeli stamps in their Canadian passports?
Great question. You could always enter with Israeli stamps on your Canadian passports. That was never an issue at all. But I don't know if all of you have seen that last month we signed a peace agreement with Israel. So now basically Israeli passport holders are also allowed to enter Dubai in the next month. We're hoping that everything will be completed, and by next month, yeah, we'll be allowed to go there and they'll be allowed to come here.
Wonderful. Okay. And Norm asks, what are the entry requirements when arriving by cruise ship?
So entry requirements arriving by cruise ship, it's the same, that you have a negative PCR test, and obviously that you have the visa to enter Dubai. As a Canadian or American, you don't have to worry about any of that.
That's great. Thank you, Soraya.
Of course.
And Ashish asks, he says, hello, is Emirates serving full service on board, like no boxed food, etc.? EK has downgraded their planes to be Boeing 777 from the A380, which is different. Thank you.
Great. I'm going to leave actually that to Dawn and Savio, who are actually responding to some of these questions I see on the chat. If you guys don't mind answering that question from your side, that would be great. I believe I read somewhere that I think Toronto was one of the first in North America to start the A380 again. You can confirm that for me. I'll leave it to Savio and Dawn, who will respond on the chat to that question from Emirates.
That's great. Yeah, if they respond in the chat, that's great. And then Ashish can see that in there. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. And Pat asks, do you have complete packages for air and hotel from Toronto and other cities?
Yes, we do. We work with several different tour operators and travel agents that I would be happy to connect you to that have great packages from Toronto and other cities in Canada.
Amazing. That's great. And Shai asks, just to recap, what is the date until COVID-19 is included in Emirates? I'm not sure what's meant by that.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What is the date until COVID-19 is included in Emirates?
Oh, the insurance. It's till the 31st of December.
Oh, great. Yeah, of course. Right. Thank you, Soraya. That's great.
Yes.
And Brett asks, is cruising from the port of Dubai relaunching?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Is cruising from the port of Dubai relaunching?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking into that, but it depends on the cruise line. So if you have more questions about cruise in particular, I will connect you to our cruise department who have all of this information basically ready if you'd like to know more.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. And that was Brett who asked that question. Yeah, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
Brett, I believe you have my email address too. If you have any other questions that occur to you later on, you can reach out to me at any time because my email address is dmcdonald@baxter.net. Yeah, you can reach out to us at any time with additional questions. And Jason asks, when will we know if ATM is being held next year?
Great question. For now, yes, it is. We are definitely looking at having it in its normal capacity next year, but obviously that all depends on, how the pandemic plays out, if things get better by next year, but we're very hopeful that we will be able to have it in person as always, and if not, we'll have it as a virtual event again, like we did this year.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. And just a couple more were submitted to the chat box that I want to get to. Let's see. Are Expo packages bookable through the EKDEX platform?
So yes, you can actually purchase tickets directly from the site, but we have a list of resellers in Canada that you can purchase it from. And then if you wanted to be an Expo ticket reseller yourself, you could be. You could either buy it from, so if you're buying from a tour operator, you could still have the Expo ticket reseller logo on your websites. Or if you wanted to be an official one, you could also do that. And I can put you in touch with the Expo team.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and that segues into the question that was submitted immediately after that was, where can we get tickets for our clients?
Yeah, there's a huge list of ticket resellers, and I can point you in the right direction of who's a current ticket reseller in North America.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, maybe I can include in the email that goes out to everybody tomorrow, maybe that's one of the links I'll include just with relevant information that I can give to people. Great. And the same person asked, Shai asked, are the tickets commissionable? I don't know if you happen to know that.
I believe they are. I believe that they are. Again, I'll have to connect you to the Expo team because they know all of the details, but from last I heard, they are.
That's great. Okay, excellent. And oh, Savio, thank you so much for that additional information there. Oh, that's great. Okay. Thank you. So that was just submitted to the chat box. And Soraya, I know this isn't definite yet, but Pat just asked, is the Expo going on with or without a vaccine next year, as many Canadians will not travel without a vaccine?
That's a great question. Again, who knows what the future holds? We're staying very hopeful, and at least from Dubai's side, we're doing everything that we can to keep everyone safe, and all of these different measures that we've implemented, just ensure that we are very safe and open and as normal. But of course, it's all going to depend on how things play out next year. We can't say it's going to be definitely there, but for now, everything's in track for it to go on. And I don't know if that's contingent on whether there is a vaccine or not. It's if the current situation around the world is stable and people are able to travel, I think it will go on.
Of course, right. Yeah, so much is still up in the air at this point.
Exactly.
Thank you, Soraya. And Minnie asks, for groups, do we go through wholesalers or direct with the Expo team? And then, and are these commissionable to agents? Yeah, Minnie, I believe they are commissionable. But she's asking whether it's better to go.
I believe that they are. But again, I will give you guys all of those details. Dan, if you want to send it on the follow-up email, all of those details, like who they need to contact at Expo and the different types of resellers that you can become, if they're commissionable, all of that, it'll be there.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it like that. That sounds great. And Sandra is asking about the end date of the expo. She says it'll run from October 2021 until when?
Okay, so it's starting 1st of October 2021 till the 31st of March 2022 for 6 months.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, thank you. And then let's see here. Shai is asking about contact information. Can I please have your contact so we may in case we may run into a few questions from our clients at a later date?
Of course, of course. You can have my email address and you can always send me emails about anything that you need. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions. And I'm seeing as well the follow-up webinar. Yeah, I would definitely love to do a follow-up one closer to the expo for sure.
That would be amazing. So Shai, I will when everything's sent out to everybody tomorrow, including the webinar recording link, I'll be sure that the contact information is in that email. So you'll probably receive that from me tomorrow morning. Debbie, yes, I see your question there. She asked, can I please have a copy of the video and the webinar? Yes, no problem, Debbie. I will send that to you no later than tomorrow. That's I'm happy to do that. And then the last question I'll get to here before we wrap up is, do you have marketing collateral that we can maybe personalize for our social media sites?
Yes, we have an image library with lots of videos and images that you can use. Obviously, we just ask that you don't cut anything. So, for instance, if the video is as is, we don't ask that you extend it or cut it. You just keep it the way it is, but you can put it all over your channels, basically.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's fair for sure. And it looks like that's it for the questions. I think we've gotten to everybody, which is fantastic. But well, I'd like to thank everyone here for attending on behalf of Baxter Media. And if you happen to miss part of today's webinar, as I mentioned, the recording will be made available tomorrow on the Baxter Media YouTube channel, but I'll also be emailing that to everybody. And in terms of the prize draw, the winner will be contacted sometime over the next few days. I would like to give a huge thank you to Soraya Al-Olama for her wonderful presentation today. It was wonderful having you here virtually today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dan. And thank you, everyone. It was so nice to, see all of your questions. And yes, Dan, please share my email so that all of you can reach out for any other questions that you have.
Absolutely. I will do that. Thank you so much, Soraya. It's great talking to you today.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care.